About a year ago or two, my wife got into essential oils and amassed quite the collection. But a problem was we really didn't have a home for them, so they just ended up in this cigar box on top of our vanity. But we did have a nice blank spot on the wall where a rack or something could go where we could store them. So about a month ago, or 12, I told my wife I'd make her one. So last week I did it. Now I made ours out of some of this rough red oak that I had laying around, but if you don't have milling machines or rough lumber, you don't have to go that route. You can go to the hardware section of most big box stores and they should have all the pieces you need. All you have to do is cut into length. You'll just want to get some 1x2, some 1/2 inch by 2, and some 1/4 by 1/4. You can put that 1/4 by 1/4 on top of the 1/2 by 2 and that'll make your shelf, and then the 1x2 will be the sides. But I have invested in those milling machines and I do have some rough scrap, so instead of going that way, let me show you how I made it and how you can make this too. To create those 1x2 strips out of this rough red oak, I'm just going to go to the miter station and cut off what I need and then mill it on the joiner and planer before cutting the strips down to width at the table saw. Now what I'm doing right now is setting up my jointer to cut a rabbet on it in order to establish that lip at the front of the shelf to make sure that the oil bottles don't fall off. Now cutting a rabbet on the jointer isn't a common technique, but most joiners are actually set up to do it. It was a little scary the first time I did it because I've never done this before, but I got comfortable with it pretty quick because the blade is fully enclosed as you do it. You just take a pass and then lower the infeed table to take a deeper pass until you reach your final depth. But if you have a joiner and you're just uncomfortable doing this, of course there's plenty of other ways you can make this. You could just take a piece of 1/4 by 1/4 and glue it onto some 1/2 inch stock, like I showed you can get at the big box store, or you can produce the same piece by making some cuts on some 1x2 at the table saw. The assembly is very self-explanatory. I just add some glue, rub it on, and then shoot some brad nails to hold everything together until the glue dries. Now you could use clamps and not worry with brads, or not nail and glue and just use screws. It's really just whatever you're comfortable with. I use a nail punch to countersink the nails and add some wood filler before finish, just to give it a little bit more of a finished look. And for finish, I use Mylan's wood finishing oil because I really like the tone that it brings out of the wood.
And I didn't bother with a top coat of poly or wax or anything because I'm really not worried about the durability on a project like this because it's just not going to see much of use. Now to hang this, I use some of these Gorilla hooks that hold like 35 or 50 pounds each. Unfortunately, my first one hit a stud, so I had to relocate it, but once I got it in the wall, I made sure that it was still level. Then I hung the shelf and made sure that it was centered in the location I wanted it, before adding some pressure to make some little divots with those hooks. Then I used an ink pen just to make the mark a little more obvious so I could drill some small holes in this top rack. Those holes let these hooks set in, so I really don't have to worry about it coming away from the wall or falling off. Then once I get it mounted, to make sure it's still centered and give it a little tug just to make sure it's plenty sturdy. Not that it's really going to have much weight on it.
Thanks for watching. If you want to stay up to date on what I'm doing, I post on Instagram daily, sometimes twice a day, and I'm pretty active in the stories there. My handle is in the description down below. If you like this, please like and subscribe so you don't miss future content. I have some really awesome projects that'll be coming out. If you really like this and you want to support me, just hit that share button and put this on your favorite social media platform. I also have a Patreon page, if that's your thing, where I offer stickers, t-shirts, access to my plans for free and any future plans, and I appreciate all support I receive there. Or you can just go watch some more of my videos, and I appreciate that too. Thank you.